let's work a little more with perfect square trinomials. If you already know how to do this one, where we have the quantity of a plus b squared by writing down this formula, you can also do this kind of perfect square trinomial, where we have the quantity of a minus b, all of that squared, and here's the formula, it equals a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. So let's see how we would do this problem. This is a perfect square because what's inside here is squared, and you are going to figure out what a is and what b is and write down your formula. So your formula is a minus b, this whole quantity squared, equals a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. And then I am going to write down my a and b values over here on the side. So a equals, that's this, 4x squared. And b, I don't put negative here because this is a minus b. I've already got the negative here. So I just put this part, 2y. The minus is part of your formula. So now I'm going to substitute in everywhere where I had an a. So here's my original problem, 4x squared, because a is 4x squared, minus b is 2y, and this whole thing is squared, equals. Now, what would I put for a? I'm going to put the parentheses and put 4x squared inside it, because that entire thing is squared. Then I am going to say minus 2, and I'm going to multiply 2 times a times b. So a is 4x squared, b is 2y. Now the last part is b squared. So I'll put my parentheses for my b value, and b is 2y. All of that is squared. Now, let's just simplify. I have to square everything on the inside of these parentheses. So 4 times 4 is 16. X squared times x squared, or I can do the shortcut way of multiplying the exponents. When you raise a power to another power, you multiply these two values, so we get x to the 4th minus, now these 2 times 4 is 8 times 2 is 16. And then I'm going to multiply my variables. Now, since they're not the same base, since it's x and y, I don't change anything with the exponents. I just put my x squared times y. And the convention in algebra is to put that x before the y, kind of in alphabetical order. You don't usually see y times x squared. It would be valid, but it's not usually the way we write things. Okay, and then this last term is 4, and I square the y too, 4y squared. So there is my answer. Now, see if you can do one. Try this 5x to the 4th minus 3x squared all squared. See if you can do that one, and pause the video, and when you finish, turn it back on so you can check and see how you did. Okay, let's look and see how to do this one. We have our formula, a minus b, the whole thing squared, equals a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. My a equals 5x to the 4th. My b equals 3x squared. Remember, this formula is a minus, see we have a minus here, b. So that's my b. I don't have a negative sign there. Now I'm going to substitute in. Right here I start with 5x to the 4th minus 3x squared. All of this is squared. Equals, put my a squared, 5x to the 4th minus 2 times a times b. A is 5x to the 4th. B is 3x squared plus b squared, and that's going to be 3x squared here. Okay, next we simplify. 5 squared is going to be 25, and x to the 4th raised to the 2nd power, we do 4 times 2, so that's x to the 8th, minus 10 times 3, 30, x to the 6th, because I add these two exponents, plus 9x to the 4th. So, how did you do?